Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives. Right, I'm doing a brilliant video today. This series on the channel is something I really enjoy doing because we're looking at other people's collection. And I think that's why we watch YouTube in the first place. We just like to see other people's collections. So this is Ian Rankins. He's the third person that's come along and done this. We've got essentially two videos left of his. We've got this one, and then I've saved the George Wolstenholme and the Boker ones till last. I'm going to do that in one video. So we've had a bit of a break from it, and I'm ready to revisit it and do these now. So, right, what we're going to do, I want to just have a quick chat with you. So whilst I'm chatting to you, I'm going to show you some videos that Drew White sends me, and he's somebody that came before, and I absolutely love these. I've got to know all three of the guys that have come along and done this, and they're fantastic guys, and I've urged all three of them to do channels themselves. But obviously I appreciate it's a big time commitment and it's a bit of hassle, isn't it? You know, if they don't sort of pursue that, I'd love them to be part of this channel in some capacity, because Roland Brandt, we've rushed his, we're just sort of showing his custom pieces. He has got a phenomenal knife collection. He has a knack of just getting the most fantastic covers. He could have the exact same knife as you, but he just has this really good look of getting the most beautiful covers on his knives. He's got a stunning, absolutely, honestly, all his knives are gorgeous in his collection. They are amazing. And the way he takes some phenomenal pictures of them as well. He just shows them in really good light. But yeah, and then we've got Drew White. Again, we just sort of cherry-picked a few out of his collection. He's got some phenomenal pieces. All three of them love Sheffield. They've all got, I mean, Ian Rankin's got a very eclectic collection, and we've seen that. He's got bits of everything, but all three of them are very unique collections, all brilliant, and I've really enjoyed this series. So I'd love for the people that come along and do this to then become part of the channel in some capacity, and we sort of know them sort of first name terms. And you know, I'm only on YouTube, so you might know these guys from Instagram because they might be posting stuff, and but I'm totally ignorant to that side of it, so I'm just talking in a YouTube capacity. But yeah, I'd love them to be part of the channel. I'd love them to have their own channels because I'll be their #1 subscriber, but you know, I appreciate it's not for everybody. And then I just want to acknowledge that I've hit that 1,000 milestone. I couldn't be more grateful to all you guys. It's brilliant. I see YouTube is a bit of a marathon, not a sprint. I'll always be posting. I might not always be the most consistent, but I'll always, because I love knives. I love talking about knives. I love looking into the history of them. I like all these sub-collections and just going on mad tangents. You know, I've really been getting into the American stuff recently, and I go through little waves of maybe buying American, then buying Sheffield, then buying German, you know, French or whatever. I go and have these periods where that's all I'll buy for a time. But you know, stay with me. I'll try and mix it up as I go along. But yeah, thank you all. I really do appreciate it. And I'll try and put together a giveaway in a separate video. Just bear with me. You know, I'll never do things in a timely fashion. Like with these collection videos, I give you a massive break, but we're back at it now. So I always get there in the end. Just bear with me. But I'm very grateful. It's our channel. I appreciate you all coming along for the journey. And hopefully I'm progressing. I'm getting better every time. And like I say, I see it as a marathon, not a sprint. So I'm never going to go anywhere. I'll always post something on this channel, definitely. But yeah, it's really been, the thing I've taken from my YouTube journey is meeting all you guys, talking to you in the comments section, and that's the real community. The real community is you guys. It really is, and I've just really, really enjoyed getting to know you all. Right, so let's get on with the video. Right, let's go through. He's got this brilliant drawer here. It's got sowbelly stockmans and canoes in it. So he's got a lot. See, he's got a lot of Rough Rider knives in here. Rough Rider are a really good brand for like checking out different patterns to see if you like them, because they're cheap, affordable. You can have a little dabble, and then see if you can like them. They're not going to break the bank. But he's got a fantastic collection here of all kinds of different cover materials and different series and all sorts. So let's go through them all. So let's have a look at this sowbelly stockman. So he's got the green McCarter in the Rough Rider. This was a really popular sort of series that they did. I'm trying to think. No, they did do a few patterns in this series, but yeah, really good series, really well received. He's got High Plains one, He's got a classic carbon. This artisan wood series, it just looks, the wood looks phenomenal, really. It's like a green and got some unusual stuff going for it. Then he's got a black and blue bone one. He's got a double flying squirrel one here, with some work done on bolsters and things. And then he's got a Rough Rider Imperial cracked ice. I didn't know they did a sowbelly. Is that? Oh, see, you're looking at the picture. I'm looking at the notes, but I don't know. No, that might have been a sowbelly stockman. Right, shall we have a look at the canoes? So he's got the Stroke of Luck, the horseshoe shield, and etching on the blade. Also, he's got some work bolsters. And then he's got the Rough Rider, what's this called? It's the Tatty series or something like that, but a really cool brown McCarter. He's got the Cinnamon Stag with the Damascus blade. And then he's got the Ram's Horn. He's got the Small White Bone. I've actually got this one myself. Again, I really enjoy just plain white bone. And mine's aged really well. Is it that? Yeah, it might have been that one that I've had a wee while. It's aged really nice. And then what's he got here? The high carbon. The titanium finish one. This again, it's a very simple, classy sort of style. It's got a bit titanium finish on the blades, and then a black covers there. And then he's got a book one. I've got this book canoe. It's a Chinese-made book. Really well put together, but they're bloody expensive now. They really are expensive for a Chinese-made knife. Probably not over in the States, but in the UK, I've seen them as high as £40. It's ridiculous for a Chinese-made knife, really. They are really well put together, but again, you're just looking at how much it costs to manufacture, and then how much you're selling for, the profit margins on that. Don't get me wrong, you still get them for a reasonable price, but yeah, it seems to be very expensive. But yeah, I've got one of them in the collection. And then this is my favourite. And again, me and Ian was trying to differentiate between what his favourites were in the drawer. And Ian came up with the idea that he'll put the majority of the collection horizontal, and then his favourites he'll put in a vertical to show the viewer which one's his favourite. And look at the stag on this hen and rooster canoe. Absolutely stunning. Really, it looks really thick, slabs of stag, but looks absolutely phenomenal canoe, that does. Right, let's go on. So we're going to have a look at Ian's collection of Brother knives. So I stated in a previous video, I think Brother knife are the OEM for Rosecraft blades. And there's definitely similarities. I'm not going to go into that too much on this video, but if you want me to do that on another video, but I've done a bit of research into Brother knives anyway. So when people think of China, and I know a lot of things like slave labor and the unreputable companies and things like that, which there probably are. There probably are, those sort of companies out and about. But Brother Knives is a very reputable company within China, so the company came around in 2008, and it was started by two friends who were classmates. They both studied mechanical design and manufacturing majors together, so they were classmates. And then they had this idea to create essentially a traditional looking knife but made in a modern process, and they were quite transparent about that, and this is one of their adverts showing some of their machinery. Now the company itself, they have the Brother range, they have the Watchman range, they also have a line of scissors that they do. And if you look on the scissor side of it, you can, I think I found a video where you actually see the process, the facility plan and the sort of equipment they use. And it's very modern equipment. I mentioned CNC before. They also use techniques and machinery in China that use, it's almost like a thin bit of cable that they run electrical current through it. It's about the thickness of a hair, and they can cut metal so that when they join it together again, it's seamless, so you can't even see the lines. So very modern processes, very you know, technical. You know, the technology is very advanced over there that China is very famous for. But yeah, so the two mates, like I say, the company started in 2008, but it really came into fruition in 2013. But for us, on the knife scene, it sort of exploded probably maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago. And when they first came onto the scene, they gifted a lot of YouTube channels knives to get the word out there. And a lot of the YouTubers reviewed the knives and put them under a sort of a telescope, under a magnifying glass, and really, you know, tried to find flaws and faults, and they could not. You go out there and you find me a brother knife review that is negative in regards to fit and finish or quality control. And that is because of the processes that they use, these modern processes. It alleviates all of those hand operations and things like that, where you will get the gaps, you will get the uncentered blades and things like that. They are methodically processed they are machined to within an inch of their lives, so there's no room for error. So all of the knives are exact. So you can buy one of the same model and they'll be exactly the same. They'll be perfect. And that's why there's not many companies in China doing that. So it's not like, you know, there's many companies out there that can do that to that standard. So that's why I think they are the OEM for Rosecraft blades. So the company itself brought out a few models, and the cover materials that they did were carbon fibre, they did white bone, and they did micarta. And the micarta was a green micarta. But they did fixed blades, they did folders. What else did they do? They did lock back knives and things like that. But we're going to show a few of Ian's anyway, because Ian's got a good range within. Well, I think he's got a lot of the models that they brought out. To be fair, he's got a real substantial collection here. So he's got the 1508 with a Warncliffe. Now this is the one I've got, but he had it in the white bone. And a part of me thought maybe if I had gone for the white bone, because I love white bone. I think it's so simple, it ages really well. If you ever get bored of it, it takes well to dyeing and things like that. Just a really classy, simple, I love white bone covers. But I've got it in the carbon fibres. And then he's got the 1509 lockback with the clip point. He's got the 1510 in green micarta, and it's got like a sausage shield here with the Zulu spear. Remember that one being really popular. The blade steel that they offer is a VG10 or a D2, and I remember Love Them Knives, which is a fantastic YouTube channel. He had a friend that used to HRC test all of the knives, and it was really good. It was a really good thing that he did. He was holding companies accountable. So a new modern knife company would bring out a blade steel and say it's this HRC, and he would test it and hold them accountable. It was a fantastic thing that he did, and a brilliant asset to the knife community. He was, you know, an independent person testing these companies, what they were saying was true, and holding them accountable. And Brother Knives, he was happy with the results that he got back, and it was what it said on the tin. So, you know, they weren't trying to do us out of anything. It was what they said on the tin. And then he's got the 1507, which is a carbon fibre VG10 bomb shield with a Lanny's clip. And then with this series, I've done a question and answers. Now, Ian's already done his. And what we did, we essentially, myself and people in the community and people, YouTube channels, we had some questions, 10 questions that we put together to have these people answer them. And one of them is, what's your worst knife in the collection? And this was one of his worst, this was his worst knife. It's a modern 1615. And as you can see from the picture there, it's got rough handles, is what he said. It's not a very nice knife to work with. And look, it's like sandpaper. So, yeah, I can understand why he thinks that. But, yeah, but Brother Knife are an interesting company. They were a bit of a flash in the pan. They were quite popular for a while, and then they didn't have that longevity. They did bring out model after model after model after model, and then it sort of just died a death, really. But, I mean, they're still on the market now. In fact, I looked recently, they're not as prominent as they used to be. That's probably because they've got the production of Rosecraft going on as well at the same time. And I think my prediction is, as Rosecraft gets more popular, maybe Brother Knives will become a thing of the past and maybe stop manufacturing altogether as the production steps up for Rosecraft. This is a fantastic jewellery, and I really enjoyed having a look at these. So I think he's labelled it as Scout Knives, but then there's obviously some sort of more, well, a lot of them are Scout Knives, and then there's probably some Sportsman Knives and things like that. But Scout Knives in general, it's got two official ones here. Well, one's Girl Scouts, one's Boy Scouts, but they are, I mean, I've got a cousin that was involved in it all his life. He has two older adult children now that are Scout leaders. It's a brilliant thing to get children involved in. They learn about knife safety and outdoor skills and things like that. And it's a brilliant body to be a part of. I know a lot of people in the community were a part of it. And that's where their love for knives comes from and things like that. It's a brilliant, something I've not looked into a lot within the collection. My daughter's part of that sort of thing. My lad's more into sports and things like that. He has a lot of sports commitment, so he's not gone down that path. But a brilliant thing to get children involved in. And so he's got an official Girl Scout one here made by Camillus. And then he's got an Ulster Scout boy knife here. I think the tang stamp is 1984 to 1985. I'm not 100% certain. I think it's when Albert Bear owned both Camillus and Ulster at that point. He's got an Imperial Province Island one here as well. And it's something I've not got in the collection, actually. It's something I definitely would like to have. And with my children maybe getting into it one day, maybe I'll go down that sort of rabbit hole. But yeah, not got so many, but something I really enjoy. I enjoy watching the videos on YouTube. I've loved seeing your ones here, Ian, definitely. And then he's got a GAC. Now I've got a GAC in the collection. This, again, within collections, you can have these sub-collections, and the German army knife is definitely one of them. Now, I've got one myself. I've got some of the civilian version of the Victorinox that they brought out as well, the Safari series and things like that. But the GACs are brilliant to collect because they were originally made by Victorinox, and then many other makers made them, and they were used for a very long time. And I love that 108 series. Such a substantial knife. It's really good. And when I asked Ian about them, he actually sent me these three as well. So I think he said that he had there was a bit of a I can't remember, I've written it down somewhere, can't remember who you said. That was it, Miltech. He said he's got a copy of the Miltech ones, but then I think he has got Victorinox's one. It's got three of these anyway, as a bit of a like sub collection. But they're a brilliant knife. I love the saw on it. It's got a saw with like a shield on it, like a cover, and then like a multi-tool on the end of it. But that's a big difference between the tool set on Victorinox's and on them. But the civilian one that Victorinox have got on the Safari line has got the exact same saw. But right, anyway, so I'm very aware that these are long videos, but as you can imagine, there's a lot of knives to get through. But yeah, thanks for sending those additional GACs along, because that's a little, I enjoy that 108mm series line, definitely. And then he's got two Rough Riders. Now, the Rough Rider do class their knives as Scout knives. He's got the older series here. I refer to it as the Chevrolet Shield series. I actually gave a couple of these away in my first giveaway. Really well put together. Got a small number, so one of their earlier releases from Rough Rider. And then he's got this Black MacArthur one with the blue underliners. And I love that shield. I love the shield on that one, Mater. And then he's got a Mercury one. I've actually got one of these. Now, Mercury refer to it as 7 uses. How many tool sets it has? It's a 7 use, 5 use. They come out in olive or stag. They're really reasonable. I think Baxter Blade, I bought one a while ago. I can remember commenting on a short that he made of that. Beautiful olive wood on it, very affordable. The problem is when you bring out a knife like that, you're competing against Victorinox, aren't you? That's the only thing. So it's a very tough market to probably make a knife in and get some sales. And then marbles, He's got marbles, jig, red bone one here. And then look at this. I think we can all got knives similar to this in our collection. He's got 3 like holiday or advertisement knives. And advertisement knives have been a thing, a massive thing from throughout history. And I mean, that's like a little sub-collection on its own, advertisement knives. And like I say, you can get some really, really antique advertising knives. And there's actually cutlery books designated just to advertisement knives. And I'm still want to do that series where I go through some of my cutlery books, because that's a bit of an addiction that I have personally, and I've got probably a small library's worth of cutlery books that we could go through. But he's got this brilliant bokeh. Then this is the Chinese bokeh, but the Chinese bokeh are still really well fit and finished and really done well. So this is a bokeh sort of scout knife, and then he's got this fantastic. Look at the wood on this. This is olive wood. And look at it. Now, I didn't do much research on this, and I do apologise, but hopefully Ian can fill us in the comment section. But it's made in Zolligen, but that wood alone is absolutely stunning. Right, thank you very much. Quickly chuck this one up. This is like a Chinese drawer, and as you can see, it's got a Rosecraft there. It's got some bokeh atlases. I ran out of time, mate, and you've got that many knives. I totally forgot about this drawer, but this is like a really, like all of his sort of Chinese knives that he's got here. Like I say, he's got some bokeh atlases. He's got a bokeh tech tool 1. I've not even made notes. I'm just trying to remember the. He's got that Rosecraft Barlow that they did. But yeah, all his Chinese made ones here clubbed together. So if you want to ask him any questions about any of them, put it in the comment section. But I just thought throw that one right in at the end. And then that is it. And then we've got the bokeh and the George Wolstenholme video to do, is his last one. But like I said, hopefully if these guys don't mind, they can we'll still touch base with them, see where they are with their collections, and maybe go through some more. Definitely like to do something with the videos that Drew sends me, because I think you'd all enjoy them as much as I do. Roland Brandt, we only had a little tiny snippet of his collection, and he's got some phenomenal Sheffield pieces and some absolutely stunners, like I said. So yeah, if they're okay with it, I'd like to definitely have them still in the channel and be part of the channel, because all 3 are great guys. I really thank them no end for getting involved. I hope I've done them justice. And like I say, it's not the end, and they'll always be part of the channel. So thank you all for getting me to that 1,000 mark. These ones usually take a while because there's a load of editing that's involved, and same as my Sheffield one, that took a bit of time up. And as I always say, guy, I bet you're getting sick of hearing it, but yeah, really short on time. But I love this channel, and I love being part of the community. So I'll see you all on the next one, guys. Cheers.